What if the peaceful kingdom you built with your own 2 hands suddenly faces its first real test, not from invading armies, but from clever outsiders who know exactly how to bend the rules you created? Picture the warm glow of festival lights fading into the cool, echoing stone of an underground labyrinth, the faint smell of polished metal and excited sweat in the air, the distant cheers of adventurers echoing like distant thunder, while your heart tightens with that familiar mix of pride and worry. That quiet tension between success and the next unknown challenge is the beating heart of Tensei Shitara Slime Datta Ken Season 4, Episode 2, The Dungeon Evolves, which dropped on April 10, 2026, carrying the story arc forward from the hopeful new days of Episode 1 into the growing pains of a nation finding its place in the world. It doesn't dump every secret on you at once. It simply shows Rimuru taking a deep breath of relief, only for the wind to shift again, leaving you right there in the shadows of those stone halls, pulse quickening, desperate to know. When your dream starts working too well, how do you keep it from slipping away? Streaming exclusively on Crunchyroll, with same-day English dub, this 24-minute episode picks up right after the successful launch of Tempest's Underground Labyrinth as a major attraction. The improvements, prize money, and publicity have turned the dungeon into a thriving operation, and Rimuru finally feels like things are running smoothly. But a new adventurer team called Green Chaos arrives, using smart loopholes in the rules to push deeper and faster than anyone expected. What starts as a fun challenge quickly becomes a strategic puzzle that tests the very foundations Rimuru has built. It flows naturally from the nation-building setup in Episode 1 and the light novel's early dungeon management arcs, turning everyday management into something bigger without rushing. You're left standing beside Rimuru in the control room, heart racing, wondering how these clever outsiders will change everything, and what clever moves he'll make next. Episode 2 moves like a well-oiled machine that suddenly hits an unexpected bump, steady and satisfying at first, then sharp and clever when the real test arrives. It advances the main narrative by showing how Tempest's dungeon isn't just a side project anymore. It's becoming a real part of the kingdom's economy, diplomacy, and defense. The pacing feels perfectly balanced. Light comedy and slice-of-life moments give you room to breathe, while the strategic dungeon challenges keep the energy high without overwhelming you. No huge twists, but the way Green Chaos exploits the rules lands like a smart cliffhanger that leaves you eager for more. Fans on Reddit right after release often point to one cloudy moment, exactly how the loopholes work and why the dungeon bosses seem to adapt so quickly. The light novel clears it up nicely. These mechanics tie into Rimuru's evolving skills and the labyrinth's living nature, a detail the anime hints at beautifully without explaining everything yet, showing it's not random but part of a bigger system of growth and protection. It stays faithful to the source material, mixing the fun adventure vibes we loved in earlier seasons with deeper questions about leadership and fairness. You sit there thinking, everything was going so well, but is this the start of something bigger? That gentle suspense pulls you straight toward Episode 3. Rimuru continues to shine as a leader who feels wonderfully human despite all his power. We see his hidden worry about failing his people, the motivation to keep everyone safe and happy, and the quiet growth in how he handles problems, not with raw strength, but with smart thinking and trust in his friends. His choices feel consistent yet fresh, showing a leader who's learning to step back and let others shine. Supporting characters like Ramiris get wonderful moments that reveal their playful depth and loyalty, while new faces from Green Chaos add layers of clever rivalry that feel earned. Their dialogue mixes humor, strategy, and heart in ways that feel real. Haven't we all been the person trying to hold everything together while secretly wondering if it's enough? By the end, you're even more invested in these characters and the burdens they carry. The episode gently asks, what happens when your greatest success starts attracting the very challenges you hoped to avoid? Power here isn't just about being the strongest. It's about creating fair rules and knowing when to change them. Morality shows in small, thoughtful choices, protecting your home without becoming unfair, welcoming outsiders while guarding what matters. Sacrifice appears in the quiet moments when Rimuru puts the kingdom's future before his own peace, while hope fights against the fear that one clever loophole could undo everything. It echoes those real-life moments like a small business owner watching their dream grow but facing copycats, or a leader realizing rules must evolve with the people they serve. Survival and identity blend beautifully, reminding us that true strength often comes from adapting, not overpowering. New details about the labyrinth make the world feel richer and more alive. We see how the dungeon grows and adapts, adding real stakes and wonder without overwhelming the story. It enriches Tempest's universe by showing how one innovation can ripple outward, complicating alliances and rivalries in exciting ways. The script stays sharp, funny, and warm. Lines carry real weight. Some make you laugh out loud, others leave you thinking long after. One quiet exchange about rules and fairness resonates deeply, foreshadowing bigger conflicts ahead head without ever feeling forced. Studio 8-bit, under Season 4 director Nakatsu Suda, with art direction by Ayumi Sato, delivers another strong chapter. The dungeon scenes burst with detailed stonework, glowing magic effects, and fluid adventure movement that makes every floor feel alive and dangerous. Warm colors and Tempest contrast beautifully with cooler blues and shadows underground, symbolism that turns the labyrinth into more than a setting. It becomes a character itself. Stillness in planning moments versus explosive action in battles shapes the emotional impact, making success feel earned and tension feel real. The animation isn't just smooth, it makes the world feel alive and the stakes feel personal. Nakatsu Suda's camera work pulls you right into the action. Tight shots during strategy talks make you feel the pressure, while sweeping views of the dungeon floors let the scale impress you. The editing rhythm flows naturally from calm management to exciting challenges, mirroring every emotional beat. Music by Elements Garden feels like an old friend. The opening Esurigoto by Air Aoi and ending Kitsubo by Cyan carry that perfect mix of hope and quiet determination. Dungeon tracks swell with energy during fights, then drop into thoughtful silence that lets the weight of decisions sink in. Those quiet moments speak louder than any roar, burning themselves into memory. Miho Akasaki as Rimuru Tempest gives another masterful performance. Her voice carries that perfect blend of calm leadership and inner worry, every small shift in tone making you feel the weight on his shoulders. Rina Hidaka as Ram Iris steals scenes with her energetic, pitch-perfect delivery that brings pure chaotic joy and hidden heart to every line. Both performances make the characters feel alive and deeply relatable. This episode left me smiling with a warm mix of pride and nervous excitement, like tasting sweet success with just a hint of that next challenge on the horizon. The dungeon successes had me cheering quietly, but the arrival of Green Chaos, it sparked real wonder and left a small, thoughtful scar of what now? You feel the weight of Rimuru's hidden worries, the spark of new possibilities, the quiet collision of destinies that shifts the story in small but important ways. It's a breaking point wrapped in clever strategy, two sides meeting in the depths, changing everything just a little. Haven't we all faced that moment when our hard work starts attracting new eyes, some friendly and some not? It leaves beautiful philosophical echoes. Maybe true leadership isn't about never facing problems, it's about facing them with heart and smarts. I personally was struck by how much I cared about this growing kingdom already, and I anticipate the next episodes with real hunger. What clever surprises wait deeper in the dungeon? Some viewers on Reddit noted that the episode leans more into strategy and talk than big action, which can feel slower if you're craving constant fights. It's a fair point, the focus on rules and management isn't for everyone. But I see it as a deliberate, smart choice, not a flaw. It makes the world feel real and the victories feel earned, just like real growth takes patience and planning. These aren't weaknesses. They're signs of a story confident enough to slow down and build something lasting. Episode 2 succeeds wonderfully at its goals. It deepens the dungeon as a living part of Tempest, delivers smart strategy with heart, and keeps the characters you love growing in meaningful ways. Its biggest strength is that perfect balance of fun, tension, and quiet wisdom. Its only real weakness is a slightly slower pace that rewards patience but might test some fans. But overall, it delivers. Watching isn't optional anymore. It's the next step in your own journey through a world where dreams keep evolving. The pull towards stories that remind you even the strongest leaders face clever tests, and the best ones meet them with courage and friends by their side. So tell me, are you ready to step deeper into the labyrinth with Rimuru and see what waits on the next floor? The dungeon is calling. Don't make it wait.